Now, a home in the Tulsa metro is targeted by burglars. In the time it takes you to watch this newscast, an average of 2 homes will be targeted.
So 2 News is working to help keep your home safe. 2 News anchor Breakin joins us in the studio right now.
Well, Karen, in our area, burglaries happen every 14.5 minutes, according to local crime reports. And with the help of the Broken Arrow Police Department, during this newscast, we're demonstrating how quickly a burglary can happen and what burglars are after. Something that may surprise you, most burglaries happen during daylight hours, not at night. Burglaries occur while you're at work or out running an errand, and they happen fast, and suspects can steal something more than your belongings, your sense of security.
I wouldn't wish it on anybody, really wouldn't.
To show you how fast a burglary can happen, we put 8 cameras in a house. They're in rooms burglars typically hit. I'll be back in the newscast in the same amount of time it took police to cadets to burglarize this home and to show you what you can do to make your home less enticing to thieves. Breakin 2 News works for you.
Earlier in the newscast, 2 News anchor Breakin told us that most burglaries happen in the daytime.
Now she's back to show us how long it took to break into and ransack that house. Breakin?
Well, Russ and Karen, they were in and out in just 6 minutes. That's right, 6 minutes. Watch now just to see how it happened.
We set up 8 cameras throughout this house to let you see where burglars typically go and what they're after. Burglars almost always head for the master bedroom first. It's where most of us keep our valuables, whether out in the open or tucked away in drawers. What do burglars want? Jewelry, guns, cash. Those are the top items grabbed by any burglar, along with electronics like TVs, cell phones, iPads, and prescription drugs.
Stuff that's easy to carry, fairly light, that they can carry and stay mobile on foot.
The first target, your own pillowcase to carry away all the loot. Inside this house, burglars also scooped up an iPad, checkbook, and looked through bills for personal information. Having that gives crooks a second chance to rob you by stealing your identity. In the garage, they grabbed car keys and the garage door opener. Taking that gives burglars yet another chance to rob you, since they wouldn't have to break in a second time. Just click a button to open the door. Corporal Leon Calhoun of the Broken Arrow Police Department says burglars often bypass things you think are valuable.
It may be very valuable to you personally, and even to antiques, things like that may be valuable to you personally, but it's not going to have a high resale value.
In just 6 minutes, the burglars were in and out. Right in the middle of the afternoon, just like most real burglaries. In fact, FBI crime reports show 65% of residential burglaries happen during daylight hours.
They don't want to have any kind of contact with the homeowner, typically. So they're going to come in the daytime when there's easier access to the house and to avoid detection.
While they may not want to encounter you, a burglary can have a very personal impact. Your private space is invaded. It happened to Angie O'Day.
They took everything from flat screen TVs, camcorders, my son's gaming equipment, tons of jewelry.
Along with her possessions, the burglar stole Angie's peace of mind.
We just felt like we lived in a safe neighborhood, and we all look out for each other as neighbors, and we just couldn't believe it.
Police say no neighborhood is immune from burglaries. So how do we make our homes less enticing to crooks? Keep shrubs and trees trimmed so they don't provide cover for a break-in. Pick up the newspaper and mail daily, or have a trusted neighbor do it if you're away. And if you see anyone out of place in your neighborhood, Broken Arrow prevention specialist Lisa Ford says don't hesitate, call police.
Call us. Let us be the determining factor. The biggest thing is for you to report it.
Police also recommend you leave a radio or a TV on and put lights on a timer so they come on at different times of the day to give the impression someone is home during the day. That's because an occupied house is a much less enticing target. Breakin 2 News works for you.
Thanks, Breakin. Here are some other ways that you can protect your home. Outside, don't hide a key. Burglars know that a lot of people will put them under flower pots and doormats. Don't tempt a thief either. Make sure that you and your kids go ahead and put away those bikes, lawn equipment, and other personal items. Also, if you happen to park your car outside, make sure that you keep that car locked, because the thieves know that they can break in, steal your garage door opener, and then get into your house and your garage much more easily. Now, as for the interior of your house, we have some advice for you there too. Make sure you lock your door just as soon as you go inside, even when you're just bringing in your groceries. As for your valuables, engrave a number on those valuable items, because easily resold valuables, those marked items, they are very hard to sell or pawn. You can see more of these tips, including keeping an inventory, by going to KGRH.com and clicking on this story in our homepage.